I'm actually thinking the story I should tell is the story of my name. Unfortunately, there's no bouncing back there. So, it's 1997. I'm just 6 years old. I'm playing at my grandfather's place. Just a normal day. I think I was on holiday or something like that. It had been months since I saw my mom, and I was looking forward to seeing her again. I'd heard that she was coming back that day. She had left to come to Nairobi to visit my sister. At that point, I thought that was it. But apparently, she had come for treatment. And a few weeks after coming to Nairobi, her ailment had gotten worse, and they had brought her back to Kisumu. And when she was in Kisumu, it was at that point where she could not speak anymore. And then there is this notion back home that, when someone's sick has gotten to a particular point in their state or in their ailment, then there's no need of keeping them in the hospital, take them home, let them die at home. So that day, I see this car coming home. I grew up those shago where when you see a car coming home, that is a big deal. Like there has to be some shopping, some bread, something in there. So I rush home, like everybody else in the village, this is a car coming home. We don't see this often. So when I get home, I see my mom being brought out of the car. And then we had this big wooden chair in the house. They lay her there. And the members of her women group come along. They are singing, they are cheering, they are hopeful that she's come back well. And she lies there. Everyone is trying to speak to her, but she's not saying anything. Then my uncles and my dad who had brought her say she can't speak. She can't speak at all. So we're wondering, okay, if she can't speak, how do you have a conversation? So I'm standing there. I've been held back by the women. I can't go any closer to my mom. When I have to make it clear, I'm the last one in the family, meaning I was very close to her before the incidences. And it took just about 15 minutes. At some point, she raised her eyes, looked in the room, and her eyes landed on my brother, my favorite brother in the family, last. And she closed them, and that was it. So I'm 6 years old. My mom has fallen asleep, like completely, and everyone is crying. So I'm wondering what exactly is going on. Then it explained to me that she's dead. I don't know if I understood it well at that time. Not really. But anyway, I also got myself crying, and it wasn't exactly crying because I could feel the pain, but I was crying because I was competing with my cousin who was trying to cry louder than I am. But this is my mother, There's no way he can cry louder at my mother than I should. But anyway, after that, 6 years after that, life really changed because the following year my dad passed on, and my primary school life just changed. I remember one time over the years when I was going to school, I'd wish that I was not going to school. I'd wish that I was one of the guys who had a boda bicycle riding around the neighborhood because they were working, they were earning money, they did not wake up so early. And later on, by the time I was in class 5, things were so tough when I was staying with my brother that I was actually running away from home. I ran away from home when I was in class 5. I was away for 3 days. I almost became a chokora. But somehow, because I missed a very close friend of mine, I went back home. Despite all the pain that was home, I went back because there was this close friend of mine. This happened 2 more times until the point I was in class 8. I ran away, but came back after 1 week because I'd missed this friend of mine. So anyway, over time in my life, I've had instances where I've also been derailed. Situations have been hard. I've walked away from who I am, from what I know myself to be. But then somehow, somewhere along the way, I remember home. Back then, home to me was that friend of mine. But now in this case, home to me is my purpose, what I'm trying to do, which is, as she mentioned, trying to transform lives through passion, experience, love, and laughter. Those people who know me know that I talk a lot, but I haven't shared this much in front of so many people. So basically what I'm trying to say is that in my life, I have had instances, several instances of bouncing back. from the very first time when my mom was taken away and my dad followed and life just changed drastically, where I never knew I would rise to any level. I went through high school, went through campus, and eventually now I'm running a cycling tour company that has enabled me to meet different individuals. Through the ups and downs, I have learned that however tough things may be, there is still a home. There is still a home that once I remember it, I can go back to it and refine myself. That's my story. Thank you.